Welcome everyone to the SERL American Ethanol Series Season 2 Race 2 Atlanta here, where we have 42 drivers here ready to take on the 1.5 mile super speedway here. Not super speedway, but it sort of acts like a super speedway because in the past we have seen speeds close to 200 miles per hour, which is almost exactly the maximum speed that we see at tracks like Daytona, which we were at last week. And before I get into the Daytona, I want to talk about what happened a season ago because last season when we were here, we were here under the lights just like tonight, but it was a complete wreckfester here. It was very hard to even get through a full lap after the restart. And I think I don't remember exactly how many cautions we had, but I know it was more than 5, maybe 8. uh, but all those issues are now solved. So now that we have those issues aside, for the most part, I think we will really be able to see who can really just crush this checker here. And crush is kind of a word that Lion Mills Jr. Uh, could use for how he did in yesterday's Truck Series race, where he got the pole and led every single lap, and and he was just so good that he couldn't be challenged by anyone. In fact, the thing is, during those 22 green flag laps consecutive, he always had a couple of tenths over second place, whoever it was. And that truck race was a pretty clean truck race, which caught me off guard, and we could see the same thing here today. But anyway, now let's go to the Daytona right here, where Daytona was just a pretty wild race to begin the season right here. But Riley Smith here in the 0-1 was the one who kind of came out of nowhere right here to win that race. And, and so here, and so because of that, he's the points leader. He's the points leader over second place in points, which is Jacob Reed, who I believe starts close to the top 10. I want to say, yes, he does. So yeah, can Riley Smith keep his momentum going right here? He didn't have really that great of a race yesterday in the Truck Series, but I would watch out for him to see how well he can do trying to get his way through traffic. But for the most part, that's kind of really all I have to say. Oh yeah, and by the way, hopefully in the future I can get a better microphone because I know that some of you have probably been noticing that my voice seems to get drawn out, but when like the cars go right past the camera, or if it's like super loud, I will try to fix that sometime, uh, hopefully as soon as possible. But anyway, let's now get the cars roll off and let's go racing at Atlanta. So here is the starting lineup here: Jim Kelly, Dale Scott, Charles Belding, Andrew Gorman, Philip Goldberg, Kendall Maynor, Jonas Maps Jr., Jacob Reed, Ryan Casey, and Tony Valerio are here. Yeah, I'm still having a hard time trying to say these names on the first try. And here is where everyone else starts. So with this race being under the lights here, the speeds will increase, which will also increase the closing rate here. And the closing rate increases a lot when you hit the breaker here, especially in the turn. So I think we'll see most of our crashes are here in the turns, but I think if we have crashes on the straightaway, we could see some pretty violent crashes here. But anyway, as the pace car here pulls down the road here, Jim Kelly here and Dale Scott are here, which will lead us to the green flagger here. Pace car pulls down, and here we go. 33 laps at Atlanta. Anything can happen. We saw a very clean race yesterday. What type of race will we see today? Expect a more wild one here today. Here we go. Green flag is out, and Season 2, Race 2 is green. Okay, looks like a pretty even start here for both drivers, but Jim Kelly here, he gets the advantage. But here comes Charles Bone here on the bottom of the race checker here, trying to get the inside here to work here with Phil Goldberg behind him. Now Jonas Maps Jr. is right behind him. And it looks like everyone is going to get through the first lap. Kelly leads lap 1. But here on the outside wall, the driver's getting ready to some contact. And now here, Jonas Mavis doing here. And now 6 later here. Ryan Casey right behind him. Ryan Casey in 51. He comes here 9th in points. And Jonas Maps Jr. here, he is not even inside the top 25 points. He's here on top too, as Ryan Casey now takes the lead. Bro Ketchuk in the number 8, he had a really rough night. He got involved in the first crash with a lot of damage. He's now also. I think the longer this group run continues here, we're gonna see more lead change from here, and we're gonna see a lot of cameras going. We got a crash here. The 6 here, Justin Jalabas, and more. I saw the 25 of Cameron Garlington. Was Kendall Maynor in that? No, he was not. Watch out here. We have a wrecking. So our first caution here is out at around the same time as yesterday's caution in the Truck Series race. But now it looks like everything actually looks surprising on this pack, because things can get pretty wild. Okay, so sometimes Torrin Dieter, Justin Jalapas, Connor Breeden, Cameron Garlington, O'Neill Baldwin looks like, and maybe more. I don't know if Riley Smith last week's winner was the first driver to turn around. It might have actually been Tony Valerio here, but I don't completely know here. So in order to figure that out, let's get a replay of the first incident of the day. To my eyes, when you take Tony Valerio, Connor Breeden, Justin Jalapas, and the 01 of Riley Smith, they all kind of look the same here, which is why I was confused on which red car was the first one Cyrus here, but it was Justin Jalapas. Oh, sorry, there, but he and Tornado here, they make contact here, and then they just come right back in front of the Packer here. Andrew Gorman here gets some damage. Here, Cameron Garlington, nowhere to go. Blaine Keys, same for him. Abe Choxell, 52 of Austin County, second week in a row, where he gets front end damage here. But overall, that crash could have been a lot more worse here, and there are probably some other drivers like Garrett Sidnor who got some nose damage as well. Some slight nose damage. But like I said, it could have been a lot more worse. Now let's see if we can find an alternative angle of that crash, or maybe some onboard cameras. LJ Mills was towards the backer here, and yet somehow he just barely got through this crash. Riley Smith, last week's winner at Daytona, for some reason lost the draft here, and yet he did get some slight damage, but it could have been a lot more worse. Connor Breeden comes into this race 25th in points here, and by the looks of this crash with heavy damage on both front and rear, this is going to take him most likely outside the top 30 or even 35. This surprises me. Connor Breeden, Torrin Deere, and Cameron Garlington are the only 3 drivers that will be out after having a crash that I want to say took out maybe about like 10 cars here, maybe even more. And here is where everyone else will restart here. So in the first couple of green flag laps that we got, we had a couple of elisions in here, and now Ryan Casey is now your leader here in 51. But with how many cars that were up front, and with the amount of lead changes we saw in just the first 3 laps, I think we could be in for a lot of lead changes, well, even more lead changes, but also some surprises maybe. You know, Atlanta has given us some of those over the years. And here comes Rowan Ketchuk in the 8, already making the move to go inside of Brian Casey. Right behind them right here is Riley Haywood in number 2. Cleb Crafton in the 98. And then behind Cliff Crafton, you have Jonas Maps Jr., Ben Braley in the 40, Peyton Keys in the 20. I think it is. Jacob Reed, 29, and Daniel Wilson here in the 33. And coming right here to the line, who led the lap? Going to catch up, barely led the lap. And now here, Ken Hurley Haywood now lead the upper here, but he has Jonas Maps Jr. here right behind him. Okay, so Hurley Haywood, he goes down the block, both lanes are here. And like I said in the previous show, Lion Mills Jr. here in the Truck Series race, it was so flawless for him of how he was able to maintain his lead and not even have a car really be able to even get close to him here. We're definitely not. It definitely looks like we're not going to see that he could tonight. But nevertheless, it is possible here at Atlanta. But it looks like that we haven't seen that driver yet. But now Jonas Maps Jr. here is now going to lead the lapper here. And here comes Payne Keys in the 20. He was also running up front. And also what happened in yesterday's Truck Series race was that during that 22 green flag run right here, we saw a couple of packs form here. And Payne Keys was one of 6 drivers in that front pack. And he was trying to gain some ground, but in that type of scenario, it's really hard to make ground up with the drivers in front of you, and especially the leader, with how the race turned out to be. But now Ben Braley here in the 40, he is now going to get around Payne Keys, and now he's going to go after 97 here, Jonas Maps Jr. here, who has now led a couple laps. Hurley Haywood looking to get the lead back right here. Jacob Reed now on the bottom. Back Dale Scott trying to get back up to the front. Same for Jim Kelly. So it looks like that we could be in for another green flag runner here. But the thing to mention is that in the test races, we saw a couple times when we just had caution after caution after caution here, but everyone is giving each other a pretty nice amount of room here. Let's go through the rest of the field. Ben Braley here. Ben Braley, okay, here he goes. He's now going to pass Jonas Mavis Jr. after leading a couple laps, and now he will go to the lead. Can Braley get that lead back? Daniel Wilson here in the 33. He comes into this race with 50 points. The way things are going, it looks like he could be your points leader by the time this is all said and done. So now Ben Braley takes the lead here. We're not going to go. We're fine. Dean Orton in the 33. Dean Orton comes into this race 4th in points here, and he had a solid run. He was one of 3 lap leaders in last week's race at Daytona. And our driver that had a great run at Daytona, I don't think he led a lap, but he came really close to, is Karen Blaker here. But it looks like that he was one of the drivers who maybe had to roll up, or maybe got some slight damage, and now he's second in the back of the other here. I think I've said before about how Jacob Reed, he looks to have a strong car here, but he's currently stuck on the outside here, which is not the preferred lane to go, which is kind of interesting because in some of the test races, whoever started the race on the outside actually could have cleared the leader entering the backstretcher here, but apparently tonight is just not one of those nights. And here we go now. So Ben Braley, who led a couple laps, now Hurley Haywood gets the lead back. Right behind Hurley Haywood here, we have Daniel Wills here in the 33, and now Daniel Boyles in the 33 Ream Chevrolet is now going to be your next leader. Ryan Casey looking to get back up to the front. And the same for Payne Keys. Alan Gray in the 26, who's the yellow car in the middle right there. I think Alan Gray could be a surprise. When I look at Alan Gray's position, he's not even inside the top 25 in points. So a good run could definitely redeem himself after last week's performance at Daytona. I don't remember much though. And also another driver that we don't talk about today very much here is the one of John Martin here. John Martin, it looked like that he was going to have a good car in the test because of his test race performances at Daytona, but for some reason he just didn't quite deliver as well as I thought he would have. But now, as you can see here, the field is now really bunched up here. You're going to see a lot more free wide right here in this first pack right here, and we've now gotten really up here. Looks like to be like maybe just a little bit more than like 10 laps now. But now up front here, Hayden Keys is now the leader. Wow, so many lead changes are here. We could possibly have maybe like 10 or 11 different leaders by the time this race is all said and done. And our driver here that's also moving towards the front is Evan Impala here. Evan Impala comes into this race. He's also not inside the top 10 points, so he can definitely use this good runner here. And right behind him is the three of Ben Goldberg, a driver that wasn't really, I don't think it was ever really talked about very much here. But a season ago, Sean Harpel drove the number 3 car here to victory lane. And now here up front for the lead, we have a lead changer here. John Martin now going to take a lead from Payne Keys. So now John Martin here now goes in front here. And right in front of him, we have Justin Thomas here, a lap car that could affect the running order here, because it looks like they are going to catch. How much is Justin Thomas losing? Okay, so see how this number changes are here. Justin Thomas lost 2 seconds on the last lap, so he's losing a lot of ground here. Right here, is he gonna go? Is he gonna go to the bottom or to the top? John Martin looks to go to the top, now to the bottom, and now they go around to lap Justin Thomas here. Oh no, Payne Keys, he's gonna have nowhere to go. Oh, let's go. An entire outside line here, which also has Evan Impala, Kendall Maynor, Ben Braley, Jim Kelly, Alan Gray, and more drivers here. Evan Impala here now goes down to the middle of the racetrack here. Oh, this man is good. Oh my god, they were right here, and Braley here. Oh my goodness, here. Justin Thomas in the second crash of the day. Johnny Mills, Aiden Saunders here, also involved. Club Crashing here, also involved as well. He's spinning down. Oh my goodness here. A late race caution here. That felt a little predictable though. Oh my goodness, but some good drivers here are taken out of the race. Payton Keys, he has a lot of damage on the car. Same for Johnny Mills. Kevin Minor got some damage. Maybe the Crafton. And more. Oh my goodness, what a crasher here. And for some drivers, they were having some good runs here. But let's take a look here and see what happened. As Jonas Maps Jr. is now your leader. Justin Tolopos, who was just lapped here, was holding up pretty much everyone here that was on the outside or in the middle lane here. So right here, but the initial contact right here was, I believe, Alan Gray and Ben Braley are here. Am I incorrect? Nope, that looks to be the contact here. Down is Roman Ketchuk here, which also got Big Crafting here, which then goes up into Justin Tolopos here, and that's where Payne Keys and Kendall Maynor get the damage here. Johnny Mills gets his damage here. Club Crafting here first hits Johnny Mills, and then as he slows down here, Elton Mills here has a head of steam, and that's where Club Crafting gets his hard air here. And whoa, Abe Troxell here came pretty close to here. Whoa, yeah, Abe Troxell had 2 close calls right there, but we'll show. I think Club Crafton might have taken the hardest hit. Let's take a look here. Okay, maybe it wasn't that hard, but Elton Mills certainly took a hard hit here, and I think this crasher here is going to take out maybe it might put maybe like 7 to 8 drivers behind the wall right here. But tough luck but a tough breaker here for all of these drivers here that I think if Justin Columbus wasn't there, could have easily finished inside the top 10 or top 15. And for some drivers, that's what they needed coming out of Daytona. But anyway, now let's see now let's go on board someone. Payton Keys had one of the best cars of the day, but unfortunately, he's not going to get a finish that I think he deserved. Saunders did get some slight damage, but he had one hell of a save. Last week at Daytona, Johnny Mills had a great car. He had a top 5 car here, but got hooked and went spinning down the backstretch that eventually did not bring out a caution. And this week, while he wasn't as dominant, it looked like that he was going to be making his move up to the front because he was on the preferred liner here. But unfortunately, he made and as you can see, his teammate Aiden Saunders got through it. Johnny Mills, nope. I believe Cleve Crafton is going to get the award of I almost made it. I honestly expected more DNFs here. Like I expected like the last car on lead lap to be right around like 32nd placer here, but instead only Johnny Mills and Payne Keys here are the only drivers that are out here, and Justin Lopez is still 1 lap down. But because it is less than 10 laps to go, I don't think he shouldn't be getting in the way unless he happens to be even slower. But here is where everyone else will restart here. So far, it's been pretty eventful over here. In early caution, and then just like yesterday, a long green flag run in the middle of the race here, and then all of a sudden another caution for another wreck. But what will happen here with just 5 more laps to go here? Here we go. Jonas Maps Jr. here takes the lead. John Martin here, he goes to the outside. I don't know what time it was that, and he actually gets bumped out of the way here by Ben Goldberg. It appears. And now they're going to go through white here for 2nd place with Ryan Casey to the bottom here. Matt Hoshkis has now all of a sudden gotten up into the middle of the action here. Here comes Ryan Casey here. Ryan Casey has Hurley Haywood right behind him. And now Ryan Casey here. But Jonas Master here. Barely. He didn't have a lot of time to throw a block, but they certainly was able to do it. Now Jonas Babs Jr. here will now take the lead here. But here comes Ryan Casey here. Ryan Casey has had a fast car all night long. Behind Ryan Casey is Hurley Haywood in the number 2. He's also led some laps today. Behind Hurley Haywood, we have Daniel Boyles and Dale Scott as well. But now Ryan Casey here. Can Ryan Casey hold on? It looks like Ryan Casey, I think he is trying to put a couple of tenths from Hurley Haywood, but it doesn't seem very possible here. Ryan Casey here. He leads a lap, but not for very long. Here comes Hurley Haywood now. The field appears to be very separated. And everyone seems to be giving each other a pretty fair amount of space in here. I mean, back in the pack, we are 3 wide here from Aiden Saunders, William Bedford, Jake Green, Garrett Sindar, now in the middle of the 3 wide situation. Jim Kelly here in the 3. Not today. I don't think he was looking for. But here we go, up front here. Hurley Haywood, he led the lap. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, he held the lap here. But here comes Dale Scott with the team, the outside pole center here. Can Dale Scott shake things up here? When we come back around, it'll just be 2 laps to go over here. Right behind him here. Drivers are coming from the front. Tony Ballerino, John Martin, Evan DePaula, Matt Hoshkis. They're all moving up to the front here. And here we go. Just 2 more laps to go. Here at Atlanta. Can Hurley Haywood hold on right here? It looks like we now have a battle here for 2nd between Dale Scott and Tony Valerio. With them racing side by side, that's going to give Hurley Haywood just a little bit of extra time to figure out how they can hold off the rest of the field. Did we crash? Oh no, we didn't. For some reason, I thought we crashed. Here we go. As Daniel Williams and Ben Goldberg are now sitting back in here. Here we go. White flag is out. 1 more left to go here. Can Jonas Maps Jr. do anything with Hurley Haywood here, or is Hurley Haywood going to take this thing home? He was 2 tenths the last time by. John Moore here, Tony Valrio. That man. Okay, they let you out from here. But here comes Hurley Haywood here on the backstretch. Just Bevs Jr. Can he do anything in turn 3 and 4? It doesn't look like it. As Evan DePaulo here goes in the third. What a good day here. What a good day for him here. But coming off of turn number 4 here, Hurley Haywood gets his first victory lane of the season in his career, and it comes at Atlanta. My goodness, what a race. Towards the end. I don't think we're gonna know until after the winner celebrates who led the most laps and who's gonna be the points leader. I mean, I don't think it'll be Hurley Haywood, but let's see. Out of the top 5 in points, who finished the best? I think our points leader could be. Where did Jacob Reed finish? Jacob Reed finished 19th right here. Ryan Casey could be your points leader after this race is said and done. But here is where everyone else should hear. Surprisingly, only 5 drivers are here. De-entry here, despite in both our crashes having, I think, a combined maybe like 15 cars, maybe or maybe even more than that. But anyway, I think you know, a great race for this series here, and I think this race is going to give us a great indication for what we could be in for tomorrow for the Hot Wheels Cup series when we go around the track here for a total of 49 laps here. And with that amount of laps, I think it's going to give us a true testament of who is going to break out as the driver who can just maintain his or her lead. It could be anyone here, but anyway, I think that's pretty much all I really have to say. So I hope you enjoy this race, and I hope that they can give a rate, comment, and maybe even subscribe. So thank you all for watching, and see all of you later, and bye. Congrats to Hurley Haywood.